one down, many more to go. Every single citizen across the entire country needs to step it up.
I agree with Valentina Gomez in this one very limited instance. One down. And thankfully, it was her because she lost her election. We've been talking about Valentina Gomez for what feels like 10 years. I guess it's only been 6 months. She was running to be Secretary of State of Missouri, which seems ridiculous, particularly when she was running on a campaign of burning books and calling people gay. And so what do you know, she lost, which I am surprised by, and it gives me hope for the future. But much more important than the fact that she lost is how she lost and how much she lost, because boy, did she lose. Take a look at this. This is the results of the primary. Denny Hoskins wins. If you want to find her name, you're gonna have to look down a little bit because she came in 6th with 7.4% of the vote. And I just want to say to the Republicans of Missouri, for the first time in my life, thank you. Thank you for doing the right thing and not being won over by this.
A storm is tearing up the digital media industry. Only our audience can save us in these difficult times. Help us reach our goal of 100,000 new members at tyt.com/team.
And look, I don't know about Denny Hoskins. I'm sure he's terrible or whatever. But she had all these ads and they were just so designed to appeal to like broken Republican men. Like, oh yeah, she's a conventionally attractive woman and she's calling people gay and stuff. Like, I love it. She's got guns and also a Prius. But anyway, I love it. It didn't work. And politics can be so depressing and demoralizing so much that we, I think, have an ethical obligation to acknowledge when one of their terrible candidates loses. When Herschel Walker loses, we don't forget about that for the rest of our life because he could have won. When Dr. Oz loses, we don't forget about it because he could have won. Fetterman won, and then that turned into a whole big thing of itself. But anyway, this is good news, and I like it. I'll remind everyone, if you weren't familiar, she in an ad told voters, "Don't be weak and gay." She told Black Americans to kindly leave the US if they don't like the country. In Missouri, that probably stands out less than the other stuff, considering the history of racism there. But she literally burned books with a flamethrower in a Twitter post, and she wanted to force TikTok users into military service because people who are too focused on just like short vertical viral videos are lazy and they're not contributing to America. Meanwhile, her entire campaign was short viral vertical videos. But anyway, it didn't work. She didn't win. It's good news. What do you think?
Yeah, sometimes there are a few occasions Missouri gets it right. I mean, Todd Aiken, okay. This is pot kettle, like you said, with her whole TikTok campaign that went nowhere. I think if she would have focused her hate in one direction instead of all directions, she perhaps could have gained more traction in this race in Missouri, but she chose to just lash out at everyone. And I think she needed to kind of pick her battles here, but I hope she does not regroup, lick her wounds and come back. She's better suited elsewhere.
Yeah, she very well could come back, and who knows? Yeah. Maybe she finds a super red district to run as like a congresswoman or whatever. But right now it looks like, yeah, run her again. Put a couple $1 million into it, waste it, tee up a victory. I mean, who knows if a Democrat will end up winning? It's still Missouri, but at least it wasn't her. And it's so strange. Like, I know this is what Lauren Boebert does, and this is what Marjorie Greene does, or whatever. It's a little bit more crazy, perhaps, than even them. But she was running for Secretary of State. What does any of this have to do with that? The burning of books and calling people "don't be weak and gay." That has nothing to do. I mean, it shouldn't have anything to do with our government, but unfortunately, it does. It certainly doesn't have anything to do with being Secretary of State. When you click the join button and become a tier 2 member, you get access to all of our weekly top 10 lists. What are you waiting for?